Hello, world. Today I'm going to be playing Stanley's Parable, I believe. I don't know jack shit about it. I have been trying to. Well, here's the thing, I guess. The thing when I play some games, obviously I like to at least have a general feel of what it's gonna be about and stuff. However, when I was like looking up this game, I was seeing a lot of people just saying go in completely blind. It's best to just not know anything. So I don't really know jack shit about this game. Um, it looked interesting. It kind of piqued my interest, I guess, visually. Um, Apparently it has humor. I'm not sure how, if it's going to amuse me or not, but I guess we're going to see. I'm gonna play with the controller instead of with the mouse. Hopefully that's okay. No. Um, it practically is almost 12. It's 11:32. All right. Cool. Okay. Oh yeah, and I also know that this is kind of it has horror elements, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in. Though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
That sounds.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
That sounds like
Something
bullshit.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. Cool. There's no way you're content doing this type of fucking job. That just sounds like hell. Something so monotonous. I would just get bored and just shoot myself. Nice. 11 21. Okay. Interesting that it didn't I wonder what's gonna happen when it goes to 11:32. Do. Can I interact with shit? Yes, I can. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, I'm going with mouse and keyboard now because it might be better. What's in there? Same shit, okay. Can I zoom in?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Damn. Ooh. So that turned off. I'm just fucking interacting with everything here. Surname access. What does that say? Can I really not zoom in? Huh. Yeah, I can hardly read that, unfortunately. Yeah, and I cannot turn that back on. Oh.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Nice. Calling me out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean... Let's not do that.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
If you tell me to do something in this type of context, in a video game, at least, I would not do that. I think also because I like exploring shit, so I like to find stuff that, I may have not found otherwise. It's an interesting room.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ooh. That is tempting. That is very interesting. And I'm not going to go in there yet.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's funny. This is interesting. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1K. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5K. Okay. Looks like we are going to... Is there really no buttons? I'm assuming probably in there or up there. Well, no, I was just in there. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. So now this narrator is talking to me. And...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm just gonna keep not listening to him.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Woo.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
Can't even jump.
Stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
That's pretty clever. I'm already liking the creativity of what the developers are doing. Not really sure how to articulate it, but just the fact that they're like incorporating fuck, how do I even say what I'm thinking right now?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Like, it's almost like I'm talking to the developer, is kind of what I mean. Like, the narrator is the developer. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more obvious that is. And the entire concept of the game is basically just talking to the developer and essentially creating the experience that you want. That's probably not the best way to put it, but my sleep-deprived brain can only come up with that. Please rate your experience regarding the choice, right? So I'm gonna bullshit because I don't really know how crucial the choices have been so far. I'd say it hasn't really been, but I'm just gonna fuck with the narrator and see what he says, so.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Let me actually go through here.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Honest answers, please. I guess I'll just say, eh?
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your
4 hours. Alright. This is ridiculous. So I'm just gonna let the baby burn. Because if I keep doing this for 4 hours, I am going to die. So, sorry. R.I.P.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Is the game gonna end?
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ooh.
Aha!
Pretty.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your...
Are these the same people that made
perhaps for
Firewatch?
some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What the fuck?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward.
No, that was Campo Santo. Or yeah. Why does this look like Firewatch? Am I dumb? That literally looks like the Firewatch logo. The Great Outdoors, Wyoming. Huh. I never played Firewatch, but I watched a playthrough of it. And I have fond memories of the game, but I don't remember the details of like the ending, and like the main plot is kind of like really fuzzy, so I don't really remember too much. But this is interesting. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that this is like related to Firewatch, just because of that logo right there. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just eerily similar. Fire. The Birds of Wyoming. Okay. There's still nothing much I can interact with. Let's go outside. Can't even flip the light switch. This is pretty. Ooh. Oh, great. Now I gotta go all the way back. The great outdoors, fella. God, this is so fucking pretty. I love the sound, too.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Bro.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
That sucks.
I think this will be...
I want to play Firewatch. Ever the end is never... Okay. What the fuck?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in.
Now we're in Rocket Jump.
That you could
Fuck.
get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game...
I think that's the name of the game, Rocket Jump.
Impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game
Rocket
sports
League.
Ball? Stanley,
Not Rocket Jump.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ooh. That's so funny. Ooh. No! You're getting too fucking far too fast. I'm too slow.
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is
It's
it better
so
than
fun.
my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist. But if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports Hold on, what are you doing?
What the fuck? Whoa!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
And I keep falling. Holy shit. It's so hard to see. Is this where it turns into like a horror game? It's dark as fuck. Are these like the... Actually, my guess is probably gonna be wrong regardless, but for some reason in my head, I'm thinking like... Actually, my guesses don't even make sense. I was gonna say some shit like the old offices that used to exist in another universe or something. It sounds so bizarre. That doesn't even make sense when I say it out loud. Light. "427, this is my office." I'm interacting with everything. Is something not supposed to happen, or... Okay. I hope to God I'm doing this correctly. Oh. That's a yes.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What he said at the beginning there, it sounds like he's like a sort of consciousness. And I'm gonna go out on a theory. Oh, we're back. Same time, I think. Yes. I don't know if this theory is bizarre or not, but I have a feeling
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
it's restarting.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I'm in a loop. I'm going to... When we get to these doors, I'm going to still go to the right and see if something changes, if the narrator says something different or not. And I'm going to keep doing the same thing, and hopefully I'm not going to experience the same shit. Hopefully I experience something new. And like what I'm doing is actually like... How do I say it? Hopefully me doing this is not gonna be for like nothing, you know? So...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So far, same thing.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour.
That's
on
different.
his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
That's I think that was a different dialogue.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Same thing. Over there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. And wherever he is right now, I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And restart the loop. Yeah, I don't know. So the first time he said that, for some reason, my brain felt like the narrator is Stanley himself. Somehow. I don't know. Like, that's why I said he gave me, like, this feeling of... The way... The things he said gave me this feeling that, like, he was a sort of consciousness, and that makes me feel like the narrator is me. But that could be totally off the mark. I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. I'm kind of in and out on a call, but I do support on you, homie. This is a great game. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Alright, we're going to go to our left because we already did this already twice and it's the same shit. So, let's learn something new. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have gone to the right and then went to that door on the left. I should have done that instead, but whatever. Too late.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Boss's office. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Whiteboard manager? What? R.I.P. Franz or Franz? I don't know. Okay. Cool. Push for funding for R plus D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. What does that even mean? Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergy who moved my desk. Please keep the targets on the topic of... And it's all blurred out here. Not cost efficient. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Cool. What does that say? I actually don't know what that says. What? RSOF02, I think. I could be incorrect there. Just papers and stuff. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. Graph about things plus money. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment stripes. More secondary research. What is hot? Profits. That's funny, man. Quarterly post review. Post review. We need reviews. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic brackets big net, some sort of child trap. A lot of percentage teenagers. Oh man. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans, renaming of the ideas, firing off. Okay, let's read this now. Tips for not getting fired. Okay, how to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. And then repeat. Oh boy. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel in all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. And they're just all wearing the stereotypical office attire. Oh man. Number of slides on the slide. Slides, charts and slides. Cool. Rate at which charts of this on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. So this is just like, please no more charts, please, I'm begging, stop. The boss appreciation minute on your boss appreciation minute worksheet. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you're blah 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 blah. Okay. Right now you're both of them. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, success, transcend, plant life, mitosis, a boat, metamorphosis, spring break, comatose. Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day with no exception. A promotion or recognition, don't get fired. Okay. Amazing tips. 10 out of 10 tips. Lovely. Lovely slide. Man, that is like every fucking stereotypical, like work office thing. Broom closet. Oh, isn't someone in here? Oh, he's not in here.
Into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't think I can interact with anything, can I?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And now, this is where we start doing the opposite of what the narrator says. Let's go. Oh, that's red. And red does not indicate good, so this may get dark.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh no.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever
Oh no.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my god.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Ooh.
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
But I
The
did.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep,
I
he
think
doesn't
my
take
theory
responsibility for himself?
is
Stanley is as awake right now
slowly
as he's ever been in his
becoming
career.
more
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt,
it may
that this was,
be
in fact, a dream. Did
I
the
may
voice
actually
not
be
see him
correct
float
in my
amid the
theory.
magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely,
Ooh.
if he could just, he would prove it. He would
See?
prove that he was
Yeah,
in
this is
control,
me.
that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
I didn't even this feels almost like a
Wake up, he thought to himself.
walking sim, but like
Dream. I wish it to be over. Let
it's
me go
unique.
back
It's
to
super
my job.
unique for a walking sim.
Let me continue pushing the buttons, please.
I didn't expect it to
It's
be a
all I
walking
want.
sim, but
I want my
not really
apartment
complaining
and
much.
my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Cap. Okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
What the fuck?
And everything went black.
What the fuck, man?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered
What?
her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That is interesting as hell. And now it's restarting the loop. Huh. You know, for a moment I thought Stanley fucking jumped off the roof and killed himself, but it seemed more like he was just a crazy loony bin, like a homeless guy just fucking knocked out on the street. Huh. This is so odd. And I don't completely understand what's going on, because even if the narrator is me, I don't know generally what's going on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think, and this all happened just because I went.
Stanley came to a set of two
I
open
went
doors.
downstairs, and I'm just stuck in that fucking crazy loop for Lord knows how long.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I think what I'm going to do.
Wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping him coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I was going to say, I think I'm going to follow everything he says, but if I see another option to do something else, maybe I won't do that. So we'll see. Executive bathroom. Whoa. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Bars, bro. That's bars. Office bars right there. Extreme bathroom. Time with the fucking clock on it. Nice parody on the Time magazine. Damn. Ooh. Should I go up? Let's see if there's anything else. That's where I came from. Business strategy, and it's a gun pointing at a polar bear? Not a polar bear, what the fuck? A panda bear. Okay, I haven't been in here.
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled,
Huge room.
Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
That is funny.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
It's almost like
into the newly opened passageway.
It's almost like the narrator is a god or something.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Interesting. Let's see.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That does not sound, There's an escape. You know what? Mind control facility. Do I want to go in here? You know what? I'm intrigued. Let's do it. Let's go in here. I'm curious.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. It's a big-ass place.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Whoa.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There's me, 427. Okay. Can I... God, is there really not like a zoom button? Maybe there is and I just don't know it. Settings. Controls. Interact. Space. So I can jump? But I've been pressing space and nothing happens. Okay, and there's no zoom button. Yeah, I'm pressing space, nothing's happening. I'm trying... Oh, wait, what? Oh no, that's the crouch. I'm testing with my controller now. Yeah, there's no jump button. Maybe my game is just messed up or bugged. Let me try to read this. If adherence to protocol employee, please note that employee 432 is a test case, while the need for protocol 2A may seem unlikely. Procedure 2A to 2C need not apply in the event of 432 attempting to leave the office. Contact supervision and then contact 432 prize pool. If a monitoring screen fails to initialize contact maintenance and temporarily switch control over to the desk screen. 432 is a test case. That is interesting. Okay, so I guess we're being tested on. I guess at least that much is obvious. So that moderator's fucked. Which one is that? 528. 528. Fired. Five nine nine 600. So 601 is fired. Okay. That's interesting.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This literally feels like it's just a very like satirical and like commentary on the mundane life of an office worker. And maybe I should have picked up on that faster, but I'm just processing that now. Like it's like a... I don't know how else to really phrase it.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
But I
loaded
love...
with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
Yeah.
Walking, eating, working.
Because you're literally a
all of it
slave
monitored and commanded from
when
his
you are an
fingertips.
office worker.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Not every office worker, but most office workers. Where at though? So that's offline. Power facility, so maybe in here. Mind controls idle awaiting input. Oh, that is creepy.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What the fuck?
If this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. This is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it,
fuck, am I supposed to do them in order?
In your office forever, pushing
3.
buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
I think I'm supposed to do in order.
Crisp. I have to say this though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Okay, we have 51 seconds. Where's 1?
And take back the control wrested away from you. It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure
God, I wish I could sprint.
Next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Alright, there's 1.
I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
1.
To hell with it. I'm going to
2.
put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Aw.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
How sweet of him.
Hey, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning
3.
it off? I mean, look at you.
I could be completely wrong.
From button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this
Where's
room.
4?
These
Come on.
buttons. No,
I hope I'm doing this correctly, because if not, I'm gonna look like a complete dumbass.
or this door. Everything, anything, something
Where's
here
4?
will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Is it up
That this
there?
video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Oh my god, I seriously hope I'm doing this correctly. 4. Where's 5? 5 is over there.
Fine, but I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh, fuck. I don't think that was correct. I'm gonna die. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I don't know what to do.
Will you cling desperately to your real life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I'm fucked. R.I.P. I didn't know what I was doing. Fuck. I restarted the loop. Oh my god. I don't necessarily even know what the narrator is. I thought the narrator was me. I thought like it was like a part of me. That was my theory, but now I don't know. I've restarted like 4 times. But this is the first time that like I followed everything that the narrator told me to do. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's like a canon ending or something. And like if I'll know once I get that like specific ending, or if it just loops all the time and that's how the game works. Like there's no canon ending. So I don't know. The last ending I got right before this was when you're like when you go down the stairs and you're just like looping over and over. No. No, as in there's no canon endings. Like it's just a bunch of endings at once. Okay, okay. Got you. Interesting. Will I at least, if I play enough, will I at least know like there's like who like the narrator quote unquote is? Like, or will a lot of shit make more sense the more I play? Yes. Cool. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There was also the broom room that I saw. I forgot, because I think I read that there was supposed to be somebody in the broom room, but I'm not. When I opened it, no one was in there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Because I guess they were erased, so makes sense. Oh no, shit, oh shit, oh shit, fuck, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. We'll go up the elevator, I guess, since we're already here. The other elevator.
Not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There it is. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Okay. And Chris is not in here.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, that was completely different. What if I close the door? And just chill here? Does it do anything? Like, what if I just don't move? And I just leave it for like 30 seconds? I'm just gonna chill here. See if this does anything. And I am slowly starting to feel like nothing is going to happen by me doing this. Maybe I'd have to wait a long time and whatever, but I'm not gonna wait here for 20 minutes or something. Yeah, there's like literally nothing else I can do. I can't interact with anything. Interesting. Alright, so let's go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's locked. Interesting. Am I gonna get the same narration if I go into the bathroom again? I'm curious. I did not expect that to change. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Huh. No narration, but different rhyme. Hmm. I wonder why this is partially classified as a horror game, because I've never felt scared once. Or like uneased or whatever, you know? It's interesting. Let's go. And there's also the escape ending. You know what? You know what? You know what? Let's do that. Let's do the escape
Stepping into
ending
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
once
indication of
again.
any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret
I forgot the password,
that lay
so
buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I feel like his narration was a bit different, but more or less was the same, like in terms of the content of what he was saying.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
What if I go get the combination wrong? 666.
2845.
666. If I just keep going like this.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Well then. That was easier than expected. Let's go down. Down from whence we came. Alright,
Stanley walked
this
straight ahead
time.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, this time we go in here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay, interesting.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Time to die. What's down there? A grinder, maybe? Woo! I'd be alive though. What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Ah.
it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Thing is though,
His death was of no great loss, like plucking the
I know the real story, quote unquote,
and so he resigned and willingly accepted
but I don't fully
this
understand the story.
to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Well, this is my end. What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Why did that send chills down my spine? Huh. Wasn't she mentioned? Forgot her name. Mare something? I don't remember. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Huh. Okay. This is ominous. And, whoa. It's like a museum.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core. Okay, this is like a dev. Okay. It's like a dev commentary. That's cool. Nature paintings. So I'm guessing that's Stanley's room. Then he goes in here. Huh. The two doors. The set of the two doors, open doors, was the... Wait, what the fuck did I just say? The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, the exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Gotta fit the narration here. Cool. The office, uno, dos, tres. Unos, dos, tres, cuatros, and then I forgot 5. Button sounds. Selection sounds throughout game. Cool. Alright. Just credits here. There's the right side. Office clock. Alright. I think we're gonna have to move on. Because one, I don't want to spoil anything for myself. And just in case I see like an ending that I'm not supposed to see. Or haven't discovered yet. And also because, yeah, I think we're just done with this. Begin the game again. Alright. So escaping just leads to...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Dev commentary, essentially.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
It's cool though. I'll definitely read all of it properly once I play this game like, fully or as much as I can at least.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single...
I still haven't done the right door thing.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
What the
Stanley
fuck?
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's funny.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, now we're gonna do the upstairs, not upstairs, but the elevator that goes up rather than down. Or I guess down still? Huh. I guess I misremembered. I swear to God, that's the narrator fucking singing, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Why are these highlighted? What the fuck? Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. What the fuck? So that literally doesn't go anywhere? Well, that sucks. What if I go back in there? Hold on, let me try one more time. That's actually kind of fucking amusing. It literally goes nowhere. It just plays fucking stereotypical office music. Shit, I felt that, bro. These lyrics hit so hard. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know where else to necessarily go.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere.
Okay, wait, that's a different narration.
Could he be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever.
What if I wonder if something new will happen if I mistype again.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Alright, that's the same dialogue. Do 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 do.
2845.
Nope.
8.
Fuck. What the fuck was that? That scared me a bit. What the fuck?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if there's anything different I can do down here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So I know for sure there's not really anything to do once you go to escape. It's just a one essentially just like a one route.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
That's a different
and as
sound.
the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So what if I turn off? Whoa.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
So this is the freedom ending that was in the dev build. Huh.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aww. So there is a happy ending. Nice. Quote unquote happy ending, because I still don't fucking fully understand what's been even going on. Now we're back in the loop. The fuck? That was the phone in the dev thing. Hold on. Who farted?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Sure.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
The Future Happiness Foundation? What in tarnation? I still can't believe none of these doors are opened. I mean, there's a door in there that's open. I have a feeling that you can open them. Or at least some of them. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of two...
No, we're going here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley. Its grace, its subtle charm. No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Something deeper, something darker?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Why is he so fussy about me being in this room?
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Okay, now I want to just keep staying here until, like, I get an ending probably in here.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, devs. How are you gonna play me like that? The irony. I'm just playing around, devs. Just in case that was not clear. I mean, unless you want to fuck, but that's a different story. Okay, I think that's the devs' way of telling me to get the fuck out of here, so let's go.
At last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Okay, so I don't think I've been in this one ever.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, what's down here?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Yeah, I have no other choice. Seems I gotta go left.
Oh, no.
What the
it's
fuck?
To the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down...
God, I'm so
left,
confused still. That's crazy.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Alright, so no other choice. Ah, we're back here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Jesus Christ.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I did the call thing from those fucking people. Shit, I already forgot. Where the fuck was that? Oh my god. Alright. Because I'm supposed to get like a package or something, right? From happiness something. Narrator said go to the memo room. Not sure where that's gonna be.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Spicy. Nice. Let's go. All right. Just to be different. Ah, I think I have access to those rooms. This is giving me like backroom vibes. Oh my god, the copy pasta? Creepy
This is
pasta?
the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Yep, it's worse.
Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head
It's a
back
dead
the
end.
other way and retrace our steps.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
What the fuck is going on, man?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
And this is a different...
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Should I go fully in there? Let's not do that. He's just gonna restart it. What the fuck? I'm back where I started? Oh my god. This game is such a trip, man.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Might have no choice but to go to the thing.
Oh, no, not
Yep.
again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh boy. That monotony
You know what, Stanley?
that you
I say
feel from
forget the adventure
being in an
it's
office.
never done for us. We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we
Right.
make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Now you're speaking my language.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go
Holy
wild.
shit.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Don't acknowledge trademark.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
There's so
In
much
fact,
more
I
to
believe
do in this
I need a
fucking
minute to
game.
think here. Just walk in circles for a
And
bit.
it's...
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Watch it not be the correct door. The confusion ending. You've been playing the confusion ending for 17 minutes. What the fuck? Deviate from
Hold up, what's this?
maintenance room. End up in monitor room. Neighbor restarts the game
Confusion
first.
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted
Nonsense
me?
philosophy and music.
How do I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
What a crybaby.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
I doubt it.
Whatever it is that made this schedule?
I doubt it.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way
Great.
that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Holy fucking shit. Bro, what is this fucking game? Now there's just papers all over our office. There's boxes in there.
All of his
Everywhere.
coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Is this
meeting.
from the Happy
Perhaps
People
he
or
had
whatever they're
simply
called?
missed a memo.
I can't believe I forgot their name. I mean... New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Interesting. So new content. Considering this game originally came out in 2013, maybe now I just discovered the...
Thank you for playing the
Yeah.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yeah, there we go.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Mm-hmm.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I love the
Oh,
way
this
that was
sounds
made.
Delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
It's like one of those rides you see at an amusement park, like... And the way like they textured it and how it all felt like it was just painted. They obviously put like a... The texture itself was a painting texture, so... I like that.
Okay, so
All right.
far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Am I supposed to fucking do something?
Is
Nope.
it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go.
There we
All right,
go.
Finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It only took, what, 4 hours?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content, Stanley. The jump
All right.
circle?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ooh, I can jump now. A riveting gameplay here. But hey, I can finally fucking jump. Aw. That's it. That's the game. Amazing. Amazing.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Probably. Let's see.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Now with over 1,000 hours of new content and oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh my god.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up
Cancelled.
too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
Cancelled.
It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and
No
me
frills.
having a great time together like always.
No Frills is like an actual like grocery store.
Friend.
Well, I have no choice, Mr. Narrator. And we are in a totally new place. This is the new content, I guess. It's my old place.
Psst. Stanley,
Nope.
come over here. In the vent.
Nope.
I want to show you something.
Nope. I can't believe I played like almost 4 hours and I still don't know who the narrator is or what he is. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? I still don't entirely understand what the fuck is going on either.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Yo, the narrator's delivery has gotten so much better in this new content part. Like you could just tell. He just knows how to be more funnier in his voice acting. It's great. Oh my god, no shot. Okay. Let's finally do this.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What the fuck?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
God, 2013 really was so long ago. That's when Last of Us came out. And Last of Us was like the first time like I realized the single player games can be just as good as they were. Like 2013 had so much good shit. Oh my god. I think even Mass Effect might have released in 2013, if I recall. And Mass Effect is such a good series as well. Mass Effect 3 is my in my top 5 games of all time. Man. But yeah, it's been years since they like revisited this game, so there must be like something like kind of crucial that they want to implement, huh? Like there's probably a good reason for why they came back to this. The greatest wealth is memory. Damn, that's actually true. Well, not really, but like, because you know, there's so many quotes of the greatest wealth. The greatest wealth is inspiration. It's this, it's that. There's so many things, but yeah, in this context, it makes sense. I really what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, I don't know what the words I'm looking for, but essentially, I really do not admire, but I really do value my memory, my ability to think and perceive shit, because like something like Alzheimer's or dementia, like thinking about that stuff just gets so scary. It's actually one of my greatest fears ever, just to forget everything. I don't know. There's a lot of things to fear in this world. A zone, sweet zone. What is this? Oh, that's a Steam page. Our first kiss. My first car. The release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Oh, that is so good. 2013. Also, I'm misremembering, or I'm overestimating in terms of how long I've been live. I've only been live for 2 hours and 44 minutes. Damn, and it's felt like fucking 4 hours? That's crazy to me. Stanley Parable, buy on Steam. What everyone is saying. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words, The Washington Post. John Coleman, Harvard Business. The British Academy. So this is like the BAFTA. Stanley Parable. Did they win this? Did they win a BAFTA? I guess so. Audience Award 2014. Collector's Edition. This is making me feel things that Man. I wonder how people who played it back in 2013 feel playing this part. It feels surreal. Like it's funny how I feel like this weird feeling of like nostalgia, like being in this, like with the ambient music and everything. And again, this is like my first time playing this game. It's crazy. Good times. In loving memory. Stanley Parable. Smile because it happened. True, true, true. Demonstration. Begin the demo. Cool. It's the demo, huh? It is impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Oh my god! What the fuck? That is such a cool fucking... like, achievement. Okay. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Why is it making me kind of emotional? What the fuck?
Another here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh my god, I didn't revisit the elevator. I wonder if anything's new there. With an hour of new elevator content? An hour? Interesting. Person of the year. This looks like... It almost looks like Unity, but I doubt it is. Maybe it is, I don't know. That's meta right there. Ah, shit, I was gonna go downstairs real quick. Oh well. The end is... Yeah. The end is never the end. The end is... Yeah. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know that they can't do anything. Literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Oh god.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
They're obviously fucking mocking the... They knew what people were gonna say when they were coming back to add new content to this game. It's... Yeah. I don't even know how to describe what I'm feeling, but the fact that they are aware and they're this aware, it almost makes me feel calm and relaxed. Because again, there's a lot of devs who milk shit, right? Milk their product. But the fact that they're aware tells me that no, they wanted to tell something unique, something different. With this game that they released a long time ago. They had something new to bring to the table, so I don't know what to expect. Again, I'm an entirely new player to this, but yeah. GameSpot. I have always been someone who wants to go to the wrong way first in games. When I sense that a game is trying to usher me down a particular path to get me to run from left to right, or maybe to charge straight ahead, I need to satisfy my instinct to go against the grain, to explore, to see what the designers have put back the other way. Sometimes I find a one-up or a collectible stashed away to reward me for my intrepid behavior. At other times, my explorations are rewarded only by the crushing disappointment of running up against an invisible wall. Whatever I find or don't find, my action is a manifestation of my desire to exert some independence, to make my own choices within a system that severely limits my options and encourages certain specific behaviors. The Stanley Parable feels alive in its responsiveness to your choices and its desire to subvert your expectations to keep you on your toes. Charlie Cuff. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. 9. Superb. Caroline Petite likes to venture off the beaten path in life as well as game. Narrator in her head isn't nearly as witty as the one in the Stanley Parable. This is just so fucking sweet. I don't know how else to describe it. And this is open again.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Ooh.
What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
The glorious times of Steam reviews, man. I'm saying glorious times like it's in past tense when obviously people are still currently reviewing Steam games, but yeah.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Damn.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe
Now I want to hear it.
One of my more profound such ruminations.
Of course it was.
Of course, you need a description of it, but
Of course it was.
to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a...
Okay, let's go. Stop talking.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12
hours.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Well, let's find out.
Idea how... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh my God, the fucking tree.
Talk to again. Stanley,
it's fucking dead.
Well, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Sitting here all that time, just sitting here, Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me.
It's getting deep.
When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness...
Okay. He's just saying the same shit at this point, so I'm gonna go now. I don't have any other choice, really. The game's not really giving me any other choice, so... Sorry, narrator. Oh my god. I could hear, like, the...
Hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
Oh my god.
Track after a year. Have you ever sat down
after a year
and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months.
Did you know?
I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation.
Oh my god, he's still fucking monologuing, bro.
It was...
Shut the fuck up, like... Oh my god, the timing. Is he done? Oh. There's no exit that I know of. God, I feel terrible, but hey, it's what the game wants me to do. I think. So like, the fuck?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek
This is interesting. I wonder what I'm supposed to take away from this, you know, from skipping so much time.
There should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse.
Oh, and just like that, he's done. I haven't been saying too much for a few reasons. One, it's getting kind of late here. I'm getting kind of tired, but also I'm actually genuinely like listening, and I'm infatuated by what the narrator is trying to say, and like what I'm supposed to take away from the game, essentially. That was an interesting thing to reflect on. Without entertainment, we just have to face ourselves in the bleakness of the world and all that. Huh. I wonder, man, the amount of shit they had to fucking write. Probably pages and pages and pages of like every time you press the skip, and then when he finally talks, he's probably just gonna be reading like ginormous amounts of monologue. Like you have to like sit there for probably like 30 minutes. Well, that might be too much, but like 30 minutes probably just for every part. Like it's crazy. Or maybe he never shuts up. I don't know. Well, that's not possible. There's obviously going to be an ending, but yeah.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Okay, that's just going to be repeating. Is there any point in me fucking walking around? It's leaking here. Huh. Ooh. Look at them Godry effects. Pretty. Really pretty, actually. Ooh, prettier. Whoa. This feels like kind of surreal. And we're back to darkness, and that sounds kind of spooky. Jesus Christ. Okay. Am I going to like the end of the universe? What the fuck is happening right now? fuck? What the fuck? Okay, that's scary. There's literally no textures on these things. I don't know if that's a bug or if there's supposed to be no textures on this. Oh. What the fuck is this fucking game? What the fuck is this fucking game? What the fuck is this fucking game? I am going insane. Da 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 da. Holy shit.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What the
Stanley
shit,
decided to visit
dude?
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the shit? What the shit? What the fucking shit? New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Watch and be like, you think I forgot when you fucking left me for centuries? I never forget, Stanley. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable
Mm-hmm.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Am I tripping, or are the
This
textures
is
kind of
what
better?
fans have truly been asking for.
What the fuck? Hold up. Are the textures like kind of better right now? I mean, probably not entirely, but... What the shit?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
So this is technically a sequel. Huh. These devs are something else, yo. This looks so nice. What the fuck? And the artifacting from the shadow doesn't really exist anymore, as far as I can tell. And the plants look a bit better, I think. Huh. This is interesting. New content, part 2 is in. Old plus busted, new hotness. They're back. 2 doors. I wonder if this is like their studio recreated or something. Paradigm shift, synergy, more the Stanley parable 2, better, the Stanley parable, win-win, sequel. The color red, leverage, holistic value. Brick and mortar approach. There's like different, yeah, logo ideas. Nice.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
These are cool designs, yo. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2. Yeah, these are all pretty good sequels. I have not played Divinity 2, but I want to. It's either Divinity 2 or Dragon Age Origins. I don't know. I think Dragon Age Origins is what I might do, but we'll see. Perhaps one day. Valued investors, this way to the show floor. Oh man, new features. This is so cool. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. What? Okay. And then over here, office decorations, reassurance bucket. Yo, that is creepy. Is it rotating? Okay, it is. Reassurance bucket. Let's go to this first. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Let's see if it actually says my username, because my username has the word dick in it, so.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
That sucks.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay, I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Aww.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Totally
If
Jim.
so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The
Holy
button
shit.
described you.
That
Try
is
to get it
crazy.
again. Jim.
Ooh.
It's even harder the second time.
That is
If this
insane.
were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Man. Whoever's named Jim and they play this game, they're probably feeling really special right now. Can't even fucking read that. Huh, I can click it again.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Aww.
Jim.
Aw. Okay. I'm back to being Yusuf.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Settings world champion infinite hole for achievement. Infinite hole. Settings world champion. Infinite hole? What the fuck? Distant space-time, distant past, falling, opening, rim, surrounding area. It just keeps going. Space, depth, hole, more hole, infinity, falling, science, more.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay, if this is true, then I probably just have to restart the game, huh?
You see, isn't it wonderful?
It's
One of my more
delightful.
ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
G to return to the service.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I guess it's not infinite, because why else would you be telling me that? It sounds like it's slowing
I
down.
don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
Nice.
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the
To
hole
everyone,
was as deep as anyone would
me.
actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
But that
For
would...
you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. So what if I don't? Just wait. What if I'm not happy? Not happy because you lied to me? SMH. Okay, fuck it. I guess we'll go. I have no choice, man.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Mostly infinite, infinite hole. Oh man. Okay. Well, that was delightful. No screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
What the fuck? Let's try it. I guess let's do this one. It's funnier.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well
Nice.
someday it
Oh,
is.
what a bitch. Fuck you too, man.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact,
Oh, yes.
can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting Tinder
Benefits
calls
of the
already.
bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features, new content, new ideas. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but in a good way. Sequel to the... Is it ray traced? Are the settings different? Oh no. Is that upstairs? You can find them. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all. If you can find them, you can find them. You can find them. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Cute. That was interesting.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I feel like, don't I have achievements? Hold up. I think I have achievements turned off, so I don't think I'm gonna get this. Whatever the setting is called. For achievement, get yours now, just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist.
Bruh.
Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
You can't keep doing this to me,
What other
man.
exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle again?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Rip. Settings world champion. Oh. Why you locked? Free achievement. I like how that changed as well. Mostly infinite hole. What the fuck? So where else do I go? I literally don't know where else to go. Exit. Jump circle. Exit. Huh.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Mm-hmm. The layout of all this is really cool, man. I swear. That's dope. That's so funny how it's like no screenshots, the same way as it would be like no photos when if you go to like an actual like theater or something.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here
Yes,
it is.
sir.
I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Holy fuck. Whoa, dude.
This is the story of a man named
Like the
Stanley.
skip.
Stanley worked for a company in a
Alright,
big
let's skip
building
this.
where he was employee number.
Okay, cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No
That-
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That balloon is clipping into the roof. The balloon that I did not want. I wanted the other one.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why, when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man...
It's the blue, man.
love a
It's the
room?
blue.
I mean, truly, deeply, madly.
Yeah, I just want to make some deep love to this fucking tiling right here, you know?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating.
Alright, same
Eager
dialogue,
get
time to
back
go.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Ooh, collector
The
thing.
fact is that the story has been about nothing but
Shit.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your
For
chance
her.
to put your work aside.
So that was the female
to let
voice,
her
right?
back into your life. She's been waiting.
This is the first time I actually came right here. And I heard the dialogues. Like, literally the first time. For her. What the fuck?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. Is this the...
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, that's creepy.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
J.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife that you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go to sleep.
And I am trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'm just gonna fall asleep, you know? Bruh, the game really wants me to fucking press something. Alright, it literally feels like the game wants me to press a button, so... Great. I guess I have to do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's attempting to kill himself?
Fucking narrator.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different.
You do make the rules, though.
I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Ooh.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The reassurance bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Fine.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Monetize free to play. That always does well.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as
What the
clear as day.
fuck?
This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this
How do I
stream of petty
drop
insults
it?
simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley.
I'm trying to give the
never picked this
bucket.
broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd
Oh,
feel the same sort
no.
of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences
so
you
fucking
and the bucket have
ridiculous.
shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Man. I really...
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Oh my
Now
god.
it's settled.
It's
No more debate,
mine.
no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Thank you so much, narrator. That's so helpful of you. Oh.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Jesus. Is that really it? Is that all the dialogue? I'm going to assume that's all the dialogue. Alright. Let's dip.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes. Power of the bucket. I wonder if this part will be any different. Let's see.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards...
It's already different. There's dialogue.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Sorry, I'm just, got a message. Alright, let's go.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Asking the real fucking questions, man.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Day one, homie, for real, for real.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the control.
Alright.
Stanley and the bucket waited.
This is probably gonna be
Was it over?
the last ending I play for the night. If
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their
if there
greatest
is
and darkest
some
enemy,
extremely
freed
important shit that
themselves
I
from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind
missed
control
out, I guess
machine.
I will
Freedom was
continue in my
now
next
mere moments
stream.
away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to
Nice.
sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
what the
Even the
fuck?
facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
Bro.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not
Oh,
while he has such a
no.
precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Man.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet.
No.
Simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
I'm just chilling. Alright. I'm gonna finish this, and then we're done for the night, for real, for real.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What if I... Is there anything new with this elevator? Oh, it goes up now. Well, supposedly. I don't know if we're gonna actually go up. Yeah, I guess nothing changed. Oh well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds.
What the fuck?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Bro, what? Silly birds. Now this is the game that I wanted.
One video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind control
Oh my
were only
God.
a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Definitely the
And
best.
Stanley was happy.
Hell yeah. Alright. So, that was Stanley's Parable. Interesting game. I played 4 hours, according to OBS, and I still literally don't know fucking anything about what the fuck is going on. I don't necessarily know who the narrator is. I thought I did at one point, but no, I don't. And I feel like I'm not necessarily really supposed to fully understand it anyway. This is almost like an alternate type of reality type of world. Essentially, that's what I think it is. Where certain things, where like certain laws and shit just are completely different than, you know, what, you know, our real world would be. But yeah, this was definitely interesting. A lot of cool parts. Especially the part in the when the new content stuff happened. That was cool. Yeah, very unique game. Like I said, I didn't expect this to be like a walking sim, but it technically is for the most part. That's not a bad thing. I just did not expect that. But yeah, if there is more shit for me to explore, I will revisit that either through watching YouTube videos or just playing it myself again on the next stream. But yeah, it's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed me playing it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.